Good morning, all. Uh, Today we are going to discuss another bias technique. In last class, we discussed fixed bias or base bias technique. Okay, first two, three slides, we recap the fixed bias or base bias. Okay, this is circuit configuration for base bias or fixed bias circuit. Okay, this is input loop and this is the output loop. This is input loop, right? And the base current IB is equal to VCC minus VBE by RB. IC is equal to beta times IB and VC is equal to VCC minus ICRC. Sorry. Okay, here the HFE sometimes also got beta or HFE both are same, right? People, some textbooks say HFE or other we consider some beta forward current gain. Okay, beta is equal to DC current again, that is equal to HFE. And already we considered the problem. Here we consider some example problem. Given RC is equal to 2 kilo ohm, RB is equal to 360 kilo ohm, VCC is equal to 8 volts, HFE is equal to 100, VB is equal to 0.7. Then according to the equations, IB is equal to 20.28 microamperes, IC 2.02 milliamperes, and VCE 3.94. Approximately this is approximately equal to 4 volt. So VCE VCEQ, it is located approximately middle of the VCC. Here VCC is the 4 volts. When you draw the DC load line, okay, this is maximum VCC and VCQ is approximately middle of the DC load line. This is 4 volts and this is 8 volt. And similarly IC is equal to 2 when we plot across this one, 2 milliamperes, and maximum value is VCC by RC, that is equal to 8 by 2 is equal to 4. So Q point is located approximately middle of the DC load line. Okay, this is the DC load line, previous problem. Maximum VCC is equal to 8 volts and maximum IC is equal to 4 milliamperes. Then VCE off is equal to 8 volts. VCEQ, this is called the VCEQ. VCE output voltage at operating point, that is equal to 4 volt. Similarly, ICQ is equal to 2 milli. This is ICQ. This is IC maximum or IC saturation, that is equal to VCC by RC 4 milliamperes. VCE of, that is equal to VCC 8 volts. Then Q point is equal to middle of the DC load line, that is equal to 4 and 2. Okay. An example of Q point shift. Already we discussed stability factor. Stability factor for this circuit is equal to 1 plus beta. It is a very, very high value. So that stability is very poor. For this biasing, the stability is very, very poor. Why? Because stability factor is 1 plus beta times. If beta is equal to 50, 51 times, right? Okay, now we have some example problem, same previous example, but the consider the HFE value 100 at 25 degrees centigrade, HFE is equal to 150 at 100 degree centigrade. Now what are the changes here? Observe here, 25 degrees, these are the values. At 100 degrees, what happen means as temperature increases, VCE, it will be decreases. Previously around this is 4 volt, 3.94, 25 degrees centigrade. Now it will come down to 1.92 volts. Whereas IC collector current at 25 degrees, it is a 2 milliamperes. Now it becomes a 3 milliamperes. Now what happened means now the operating point shifted towards the, now here in this case, maybe like this. So now the operating point is, this is operating point. So operating point shifted towards saturation point as temperature increases to 25 to 100 degrees. 25 to 100 degrees, the Q point is not stable. Why? Because the VCA decreases to 4 volts to approximately 2 volts. Then IC collector current 2 to 3 milliamperes. That means operating point shifted towards the saturation point. Now this circuit acts as a clipper circuit, not an amplifier circuit. Why? Because that when based on this one, okay, some negative portion of the signal may be clipped off. Negative portion of the signal is clipped off, right? Okay, now final conclusion of base bias circuit characteristics is, observe the circuit here. It requires only one resistor RB resistor, a single resistor RB between base terminal and VCC. Okay, there is no extra resistor. Coming to advantage point of view, circuit is simplicity, and disadvantage point of view, Q point shift with respect to temperature, and the main applications not amplifier. This configuration mainly used in switching circuits only. Okay, this type of biasing not used in amplifier applications. Why? Because Q point or operating point highly affected with respect to temperatures. Okay, that's why the main application of this type of configuration is switching circuits only. Okay, coming to stabilization. Stabilization is poor as its development cannot be stopped. Okay, stabilization point of it is a, stability is very poor. Already we know stability factor is equal to 1 plus beta times S is equal to 1 plus beta. Stability factor very high means stability is very poor. Okay, stabilization is poor as it developed cannot be stopped. The stability factor is very high. So there are strong chances of thermal runaway. Okay, once the heat is developed across these junctions or output junctions, what happens means, due to thermal runaway after few cycles, what happens means the transistor itself damage due to heat. Due to excess heat, power dissipation increases. As power dissipation increases, again the temperature increase, IC increase. Okay, after few cycles, the transistor itself damage. Okay, hence this method is rarely used. Okay, only this type of biasing is used only switching circuits only. Remember this one, right? The first biasing circuit configuration, that is fixed bias or base bias, is not used for amplifier applications. It is used only for switching circuits applications only. Okay, these are the recap of base bias. A load line IC saturation is equal to VCC by RC. VCE of is equal to VCC. Then coming to the Q point, IB is equal to VCC minus VBE by RB. IC is equal to HFE into IB, or IC is equal to beta times IB, and VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into R. Okay. Now that is about first circuit configuration. Now today we discuss another circuit, emitter bias configuration. Okay, emitter bias configuration, or the circuit also called base bias with emitter resistor. Okay, compared to the previous bias circuit, now what is the difference here? Difference is only one extra resistor RE is included here, right? Okay, without RE, the circuit same as fixed bias or base bias configuration, right? Now only difference is emitter bias. Okay, only difference is emitter. Emitter resistor is added. Emitter resistor is connected between emitter terminal to ground. Okay. Now this type of biasing is called emitter bias configuration, or otherwise fixed bias with, or otherwise it is a fixed bias with emitter resistor. Okay, both are same configuration. Fixed bias with emitter resistor. Now when I analyze the same, what is meant by analysis? Analysis is nothing but find the operating point. Okay, operating point means ICQ and VCEQ. Okay. Okay, in all cases, in all type of biasing configuration, find the operating point or Q point. Then another one is stability factor. Okay. This is about the emitter bias circuit configuration. Now with respect to DC analysis, for DC, all these are all the open circuit. All these capacitors are open circuit. This capacitor also open circuit. Now this is the circuit. Now the circuit consists of three resistors RB, RC and RE. Okay. This is our emitter bias circuit here. This is current flowing through RB is IB, current flowing through RC is IC current. This is the junction voltage between the base and emitter. Okay, remember these are the terminals. This is the base, this is emitter terminal, and this is a collector terminal. Base to emitter, there is a junction. Base to emitter voltage, that is VBE. Okay, this is RE emitter resistor, and current flowing through emitter resistor is IE current. Okay, this is the flow direction of IB, this is the flow direction of IC, and this is the flow direction of IE. Then what is the relation between three currents here? Three currents is equal to IE is equal to IB plus IC. IE is equal to IB plus IC. If we neglect sometime, if we neglect the base current, then IE approximately equal to IC. IE approximately equal to IC current. This is about input section here. Now coming to the output section. Okay, drop across RC resistor is IC into RC. Then again another junction voltage VCE. This is about output side. This is about input side, right? And across emitter resistor is IE into R. Okay. So this is sometimes also called VE, voltage drop across emitter resistor. VE is equal to IA into R. This is drop across collector resistor IC into R. Okay, this is again separately drawn here. Input section here, separately drawn here output section, right? Okay. Now for this one you have to find the base current, collector current and output voltages. Now this is emitter bias circuit configuration here. Now apply KVL to this loop. Apply KVL to, this is the loop here. Apply KVL to loop 1. Okay, this is loop 1. What is here? VCC. Okay, this is the path. What is the path direction here? Path direction here it is. This is about the path. Okay. VCC indicates some plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, and plus minus. Okay, VCC minus IBRB minus VBE minus IE into RE is equal to 0. What is IE? IE is equal to IC plus IB. Then already we know that IC is equal to beta times IB or beta or HFA IB. Then IE is equal to IB into 1 plus beta. So emitter current is equal to IB times 1 plus beta. Now substitute the condition here. IE is equal to IB into 1 plus beta in this expression. So VCC minus IBRB minus VBE minus 1 plus beta RE is equal to 0. Okay, now take common here. IB is the common factor here. So, okay, here it is, there is a one word IB. IB is missing here, right? Now IB is equal to VCC minus VBE, VCC minus VBE by this RB plus remaining here 1 plus beta into R. Okay, we may neglect VBE. Why? Because VCC very much greater than VBE. Then IB is equal to VCC by RB plus 1 plus beta times RB. Okay, as beta very much greater than 1, then IB approximately equal to VCC by RB plus beta into RB. Okay. Okay, here there is a IB current. IB into 1 plus beta RB. Okay. Now output section. This is about input section here. By using the input loop, apply KVL to the input loop. We have to derive the base current. This is about the base current. Base current expression is VCC minus VBE by RB plus 1 plus beta times RE. If we neglect 1 and VBE, now IB approximately equal to VCC by RB plus beta into RE. That is about base current expression. Now coming to the output section. Okay, now we have, keep in mind this output figure, right? That means VCC, there is a collector resistor RC and VCE connected to emitter, and there is a RE. Now for this one we have to apply KVL to this loop, right? Okay, this is about output loop. We have to apply KVL to output loop. Okay. Now after applying, what is the circuit here? Remember there is a one resistor, RC resistor. Then there is a transistor. And again there is a emitter resistor. Now ground. Okay. Now this is VCC. This is RC. And current flowing through RC is IC current. And junction voltages, and this is collector, and this is emitter. Okay, here it is the emitter resistor RE, and current flowing through emitter resistor is IE. Okay, now apply KVL to this loop. What is here? VCC is equal to IC into RC plus VCE plus IE into R. Now substitute the condition IE is equal to IB plus IC, and IC very much greater than IB, then IE approximately equal to IC. Then substitute the condition here. VCC is equal to IC RC plus VCE. Instead of IE here in this expression, now this one is ICRE. Instead of IE, ICRE. Why? Because IE approximately equal to IC. Okay, here it is the IC, here it is the IC. Take common IC here. So VCC is equal to VCE plus IC common RC plus R. Now from that VCE is equal to, that is output. VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. So the above equation gives that collector to emitter voltage at operating point. Collector to emitter voltage, this is VCEQ at operating point. Therefore, uh, equation 36 and 39, right? Previous one, that is collector current equation, and this we see both are gives the operating point. Okay. Once you know the IB, what is IC here? ICQ is equal to HFE into IB. Okay. Okay, based on these two, we can easily look at the Q point. Okay. Now this is about IB current equation. This is summarized, right? IB VCC minus VBE by RB plus 1 plus beta or HFA into RE. ICQ is equal to HFA into IB. IE is equal to 1 plus HFA into IB. Then VCQ is equal to VCC minus ICQ into RC plus RE. Okay, once you know the ICQ and VCQ, okay, this is about ICQ, this is about VCQ, we can easily locate the Q point. What is Q point? Once we can draw the DC load line, okay, these are the point. Q point is equal to, this is about VCQ, this is about ICQ. Okay. We can take some example here. A given VCC is equal to 16 volt and base resistor 680 kilo ohm, collector resistor 6.2 kilo ohm, HFA is equal to 50 and emitter resistor is equal to 1.6 kilo ohm. Now for this one, okay, according to the previous all these equations here, input equations and output equations, right? Observe here, this one IB is equal to VCC minus VBE by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE. According to that one, IB is equal to 20.09 microamperes. Once you know the IB, ICQ is equal to beta times RHFE times IB, that is equal to 1 milliamperes. Once you know the ICQ, VCQ is equal to VCC minus ICQ into RC plus RE, that is equal to 8.2 volts. Observe here, this 8.2 volts approximately half of the VC. Okay, this is about the VCE. Here it is a 16 volt. When we plot the DC load line, then VCEQ is equal to 8 volts. And corresponding ICQ is equal to 1 milliamperes. Then IC maximum around 2 milliamperes. Right? Okay. This is about a DC load line concept here. How to draw the DC load line here? Once again here, how to draw this one? First of all, maximum VC of is equal to, that is equal to VCC 16 volt. Then remaining one is how to find maximum collector resistor. Then that is equal to approximately VCC by, now there are two resistors are there, RC plus RE, that is equal to RC plus RE. Of course, there is some junction voltage VCE. Okay, then that is equal to around 6.2 and 7.8, approximately 8. 16 by 8, around it will becomes 2, right? And the maximum collector current IC maximum is equal to 2. Now this is the DC load line. This is about 16. This is about 2 milliamperes. Now, okay, 16 volt. Here it is a 2 milliamperes. Okay, this is the DC load line. How to locate Q point here? Already calculated ICQ is equal to 1 milliamperes. ICQ is equal to 1 milliampere. We say Q is equal to 8.2, approximately half of the DC load line concept, right? Okay, here it is a 8 volts. Here it is a 1 milliampere. So now this is the Q point. Q point is equal to VCEQ comma ICQ, that is equal to 8 comma 1. Okay, now coming to the important parameter is stability factor. Why? Because we have discussed previous fixed bias configuration. We calculated the stability factor is equal to 1 plus beta. Now for this circuit also we have to calculate stability factor and compare the stability, right? And this is the stability factor expression for C configuration. Here already we derived S is equal to 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta into dIB by DIC. Okay. Now apply KVL to this loop. Okay, already same as previous what we seen in input section. VCC minus IBRB minus VBE minus IERE is equal to 0. IE is equal to IC plus IB. Then that is equal to substitute here. Where is IE replace IC RE and IB RE. Now take common here, IB here, RB here, RB plus RE. IB into RB plus RE is equal to VCC minus VBE minus IC into RE. So neglect VBE because VBE is small compared to VCC. So VCC very much greater than VBE. VCC very much greater than VBE. So then this is the current expression. IB is equal to VCC minus ICRE by RB plus RE. Okay, both are same. Either why? Because why I am representing IB in terms of IC means, observe here, in stability factor there is a one differentiation. Okay, stability factor is equal to 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta dIB by DIC. So differentiate the base current with respect to collector current. That's why I'm representing the base current in terms of collector current, right? Whereas previously this is also correct. What is IB, VCC minus VB by RB plus HFE plus 1 into RE. Both are same, right? Only thing is, for stability point of view, express the same base current in terms of IC. Okay, now IB is equal to VCC minus IC RE by RB plus RE. Now DIB by DIC. Okay, differentiate with respect to IC. That is equal to minus RE by RE plus RB. Then the stability factor S is equal to 1 plus beta by, again 1 minus of minus plus beta RE by RE plus RE. Now observe here, this is the ratio RE by RE plus RB. If RE very much greater than 1, if if RE very much greater than RB, RE very much greater than RB, then what happens means we may neglect this RB. We may neglect this RB, then RE get cancelled. Again 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta, 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta also get cancelled. Then stability factor approximately equal to 1. That means if the condition is RE very much greater than RB is achieved, then the stability factor approximately goes to ideal stability factor value. When stability factor is very small or nearby 1, okay, it is ideal case is 1. Now it will become approximately 1. Now the stability of the circuit is very, very high. Okay. These are only some comparisons between variations of stability factor with respect to fixed bias. This is about the fixed bias. This is about the emitter bias or fixed bias with emitter resistor. Okay, improved bias stability. Compared to the fixed bias, now in this case, what happens means the stability factor reduces, stability of the circuit increases. Stability of the circuit increases means what it indicates? Q point is stable. It does not vary with respect to temperature or some other variations. Okay. In addition to the emitter resistor to the DC bias of BJT, provides improved stability. That is the DC bias currents and voltages remain closer where they were set by the circuit when outside conditions such as temperature and transistor beta change. So the stability of the circuit configuration is very, very high compared to fixed bias. Why? Because S is equal to 1. That means it does not, the operating point does not change with respect to outside conditions such as temperature change or beta change. Beta change means transistor replacement change, etc. Okay, here it is some comparison here. Okay, at the beta, IB, IC and VCE, this is for beta is equal to 50 case, 47.08. This is the condition. 100, this is the condition here. Okay, as beta changes or HFE changes, what is the condition here? Observe here. IC also changes, VCE also changes. Okay. Okay, here too much change here, 6.83, it comes down to 1.64. Okay, almost nearly saturation region. Okay, here also 2.35 to 4. Whereas emitter bias circuit condition, same, we can consider here. Okay, here IB constant. Observe here one important observation in fixed bias is as beta changes. How beta changes? Temperature changes. As temperature changes, beta also changes, right? Now in first case, fixed bias case, IB remains constant, 47.08 micro, 47.08 micro. Observe here in emitter bias, IB decreases. One important observation here it is as temperature increase, beta also increase. Suppose beta doubles 50 to 100. Now where emitter bias base current reduces 36.3. Observe here, I see it, okay, it does not too much change here. Okay, of course there is a change, 2 to 3.63 here. What about here VCE? Observe here VCE here, it is a 13.97 here, 9.11. Okay, of course change, but that much compared to fixed bias, okay, it is somewhat to better stable. Okay, Okay, what is the why like this means? Observe here. As HFE increase, how HFE or beta increases? HFE or beta same. The first one is temperature. Here this is the temperature. As temperature increases, HFE increases. HFE increases, IC increases. Okay. IC increase, IB also increase. But what happen means in this configuration, here emitter voltage increases. IA into RE, emitter voltage. Why? Because you may neglect some base current. IC approximately equal to IA. As temperature increase, IC increase, IA increase, emitter voltage increases, VE increases. As VE increases, according to the IB equation, IB decreases. As IB decreases, what is here? IC also decrease. Okay. IC does not increase that much. Okay. Due to this factor, what is the factor here? This is the some feedback. Okay. This is the loop here. This voltage across RE gives the some feedback to the input. Due to this, what happen means IB decreases, IC also decrease. But temperature increase, IC increase. But due to this feedback, IB decreases, IC too much, IC not increase that much, right? Okay. IC is less dependent on HFE and temperature. Of course, it depends, but here due to this feedback it depends on less. Okay. Okay, previously it depends upon 100%, now it depends upon only 50%. Okay, due to that means stability factor reduces, stability increases. Okay, that is the reason here. Observe here, base current decreases here, base current decreases, IC current decrease. Temperature increase, IC increase, but due to base current decrease, IC decrease. So there is some uh, compromisation here. So IC does not much depends on temperature. Okay, here it is some problem here. This is about the given 430 kilo ohm RB, RE 1 kilo ohm, and RC 2 kilo ohm, HFA is equal to 50. VCC is equal to 20. Then find all. Already we derived this. This is base current, collector current, VCE. In that VCE separate VC and VE, VB and VBC. Right? Now here observe here IB is equal to VCC minus VBE by RB plus 1 plus beta times RE, according to that one 40.1 microamperes. Once you know IB, then IC is equal to beta times IB 2.01 milliamperes. Okay. Now VC is equal to VCC minus IC into RC plus RE 13.97 volt. Right? Now VC, only this VC. This VC is equal to, just simply apply KVL this loop, VCC minus ICRC. So that is equal to 15.98 volt. Then VE, okay, this is emitter voltage VE. VE is equal to, this is about collector voltage minus junction voltage VCE. Right here, VCE, VC minus VCE, that is equal to 2.01 volt. So VE is equal to VC minus VCE, collector to emitter voltage. So that is equal to VC is equal to 15.98, VC is equal to 13.97, that is equal to 2.01 volt. Or otherwise, emitter voltage is equal to once, you know, the emitter current and Re, emitter current approximately equal to collector current, that is equal to 2 milliamperes, 2 milli into Re, that is equal to 2.01 volt. Now from that reverse, what is base voltage here? VB. VB is equal to VBE plus VE, that is equal to VBE. Why? Because base to emitter voltage is forward bias. So forward bias junction voltage is equal to 0.7, that is equal to 2.71. Now what about collector junction here? Collector junction VBC, VB minus VC, that is equal to negative reverse bias. Okay, reverse bias means collector base junction is reverse bias, base to emitter junction is forward bias. Okay, coming to the summary of emitter bias or emitter feedback, the circuit is okay. We discuss in voltage divider bias. Of course, the circuit is similar to voltage divider bias except R2, right? The advantage is simple circuit with relatively stable Q point, right? Compared to fixed bias, the Q point is stable. And the disadvantage is requires more components than, okay, why? Because one extra component is added Re, okay, with respect to Re, more components. If the applications are used primarily to bias linear amplifiers. Why? Because Q point approximately is stable, so that this type of configuration may be used for amplifier applications. Okay, once again here the Q point, this is IB, ICQ and VCEQ. Okay, this is about second type of biasing circuit, emitter bias circuit. Okay, compared to the fixed bias and emitter bias circuit, here the main advantage of emitter bias is it will provide the Q point is stable. Okay, why? Because already we derived the stability factor. If the condition is achieved, what is the condition here? Okay, this is the condition. If we design a circuit such a way that Re very much greater than Rb, then only stability increases. Remember, this is the condition. If Re very much greater than Rb. Okay, but of course, Re increases in the circuit, emitter voltage increases. So we require a large power supply. For this type of, this is RC and this is transistor and this is emitter resistor. What is the condition? Re very much greater than. Re large means the voltage drop across RE increases, emitter voltage increases. So to get for that one, we require a large VCC, right? Okay, that is about second circuit, emitter bias circuit, right? Okay.